tattoo collecting. We're going to start it right now. If not, you can sit there and continue to be noisy. That's fine too. I don't mind. Wouldn't be the first time someone's talked over me. I just like to look at more than 4 people. So if you're inclined, come move on up. If not, I won't be hurt at all. Okay, so my name is Shane Turgeon. I'm the author of a book called The Force in the Flesh, Star Wars inspired body art. And I started a little website called tattoosandtoys.com, which is going to be relaunching here fairly soon. So the first thing is, why am I here? Like, tattoo collecting? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really work with the collecting panel situation. But yeah, we're going to talk collecting. Every tattoo is a one-of-a-kind work of art. You're collecting work from specific artists. It's the easiest collection to maintain and move. They're difficult to trade. You're getting original artwork from artists. And there's actually a lot of like tattoo ephemera, like a lot of different odds and ends things that you can collect as well. So first off, we're going to go through a little bit of terminology, just so you kind of know what we're talking about if you're new to the world of tattoos, like Matt. So we're going to talk about sleeves. There are several different kinds of sleeves. There are full arm sleeves, there are 3/4 arm sleeves like I have here. There are half sleeves like the one shown on the very far end. There's also full leg sleeves, and there's half leg sleeves, which, you know, from the knee down we kind of call calf sleeves. Just like that. Back piece. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a tattoo that takes up your entire back. Bodysuit is a tattoo that basically takes up your entire body. Flash art. Now there's 2 different kinds of flash art. There's your old school, when you walk into a shop and that's all they do are just crappy tattoos off the wall. They don't do custom art. But a lot of tattoo artists do their own custom flash art to promote themselves as tattoo artists and, you know, just to, you know, honor that time-old tradition of doing flash. So a lot of tattooers will do these really amazing, like, you know, pieces of artwork that are in that old school tattoo form. So, if you want a Star Wars tattoo, which we're doing a lot of downstairs, we have 35 different artists, there's a lot to consider. So when it comes to deciding what you want to do your homework, you want to think about originality, you want to think about placement, and you want to think about finding an artist. So when it comes to originality, you want to come up with a unique idea, kind of like the Boba Fett Pez dispenser on the side there.
I know who this is.
You want to avoid common themes. You want to add unique ideas to common themes.
Thank you.
And you want to avoid traditional flash art, like the first sort of stuff we were talking about.
Hi, Shane.
I'm assuming I know who that is behind there. I've just been photobombed on my panel by a football Darth Vader.
Is that cable?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is cable. So you want to think a lot about the placement of your tattoo, where you want to get it. Do you want it visible? You got to remember that tattoos can be addicting. You want to leave room for more. If you think you might want to get a full sleeve tattoo, you don't want to get one tattoo right in the middle of your arm that can interrupt the flow of an entire full sleeve piece or a back piece or something that you're working on. There are a lot of people who will say, oh man, I wish I never got that tattoo in the middle of my back because, you know, I want to do a full back piece now. You want to find an artist. So you want to research the artists in your area. In my city, there are over 70 tattoo shops, 15 of which should be in business. The rest really are not worth going to at all. You want to find an artist who specializes in custom work. If you walk through a place and all they have are old school flash hanging on the walls, they're not really specializing in custom. Most good tattoo artists these days are custom artists. That's all they do is custom art. So find someone who specializes in custom work. You want to look at their portfolios. Have a look to see if the tattoos are really good. Try to find one who's a Star Wars fan. Because if you find one who's a Star Wars fan, they're going to put that much more love into the Star Wars piece that you got. And ask around, ask your friends. The unfortunate thing is like 90% of the people out there probably don't know what makes a good tattoo. So your friend's like, oh man, I got this sweet tattoo in this guy's place. It's like really awesome and I love it, but it's a terrible, terrible tattoo. So if you're going on his word that it's a sweet tattoo, it might not be that good. So you really want to ask around different people. Ask people who have amazing tattoo work. Ask them for their opinion on what the shop is that you should go and talk to. In Florida, there's some great shops. There's Draven City Limits. He's got one in Tampa and one here. Gearhead Tattoos, Plush Gallery, Trinity Tattoo Co. These are all really good shops that are in the local area. When it comes to pricing a tattoo, one of the things we heard this weekend is one of the most frustrating things in the world. A guy was going to go shop around to find the cheapest place he could get the tattoo done. Which brings us to the old axiom, good tattoos aren't cheap, and cheap tattoos aren't good. And really the difference is, you know, visible on your body for the rest of your life. The average rate in the US and Canada is about 150 an hour. I don't know what it is overseas. 100 pound, 100, so you know, close to the same, 100 pound an hour. There are places that are, you know, if you're finding a place that's doing something for less than $100 an hour and that's not their minimum, they're probably not the guys you want to get tattooed by. Renowned tattoo artists can charge upwards of $250 an hour. Famous tattoo artists can charge a lot more, and it's generally too much. Just because they're on Miami Ink doesn't mean they can get away with charging $500 an hour, which is an absolutely obscene price. When you have artists like Guy Aitchison, who literally revolutionized tattooing with his book, Reinventing the Tattoo, and he's one of the most famous, like legit famous tattoo artists in the world, charging $250 an hour. Some guy on Miami Ink or New York Ink charging $500 an hour is not cool. And the difference is the end result. So, on the right, we have a tattoo that was done in someone's kitchen, probably for a bargain. It kind of looks like it was done with a marker. You can see all the lines are blown out, especially at the top. The one on the left is a Rebel Alliance insignia that somebody put a lot of time, thought, and creativity into, and it was done by a really good artist. And you can see the difference. So that's what I was talking about when I was saying before, you want to avoid common themes in a tattoo. Just your straight up Imperial logo or your Rebel logo, if that's what you like, that's cool. But if you can do something even more unique with a piece like that, we saw some really wonderful Star Wars, like, you know, like symbols being done just this weekend, where the basis was the cog, or the basis was the Rebel logo, where they put mind-blowing details in it that were just really added that accentuation, and it really added a lot to the piece. This is my favorite part of the presentation, and being that there are 6 of you in attendance, and I know that none of these are yours, I don't have to apologize, but usually I do this presentation to a lot more people, and I apologize in advance in case some of these are your tattoos and they're about to show. So I call this section the good, the bad, and the ugly. So here we have the good. On the right we have an amazing, amazing Jedi piece. The base is off the Jedi poster. The hands are incredibly well done. The logo up top is beautiful. Beside it is a nice Yoda portrait. That's actually mine. That photo was taken years before my leg pulled out into a full sleeve. So keep these images locked in your mind right now, is what I'm encouraging. Because now we're going to go to the bad. In case you forget, there was the good, and there is the bad. I love the Simpsons fingers on the Star Wars.
It's an old school time.
Yeah. If that was done in 1930, that would be awesome. I love the top of the lightsaber. It kind of looks like the gnawed-off end of a popsicle. Those beams of light coming off are fantastic. The Star Wars lettering is really straight. The Yoda looks like he's melting. I have really no other way to describe that Yoda tattoo. I mean, and if you look, that's based on the Sunio Sanda painting. I mean, Sunio Sanda is a pretty amazing artist. And I'd say that, you know, my artist captured that fairly well. Wow. Wow. So this moves us to The ugly. When I'm talking about placement, I mean, honestly, like some of the work on this is not so bad. Some of it is pretty bad. I mean, the yellow bib fortuna off to the side. But there's no, when you're gonna get a back piece, you want to draw out the entire back piece first. You don't want to put a piece here, put a piece there, and throw little things, you know, as you think about it. Like the Darth Vader's hardly center off the Darth Maul, the Star Wars lettering's crooked. It's just like you decided to add characters here and there. You basically want to, this is the advantage of going to a good custom tattoo artist, because they're gonna put together an entire piece so you can see it beforehand. This is not the route to go. This is a new addition to my panel, so I have the good, the bad, the ugly, and now I have the what the hell. I don't know if I even need to. I mean, it's a good piece. Technically it's a nice old school piece. It's well done, but it's on the side of the dude's face forever. It's on his face forever. I don't know what more to say than what the hell. Like, somebody posted that on my Facebook wall the other day, and I was like, oh my god, like, that's hardcore. Like, the dedication that that takes is, I mean, we've got people like sitting in the audience right now with like some serious Star Wars dedication, but he's not going to tattoo Darth Vader on his face. No way at all. So I like to leave people with a good impression, so we're going to go through a gallery of a lot of good tattoos here. Two really great, incredible Boba Fett pieces. The one's the start of a cover-up. So they're actually going to cover up that black band that's in behind, and the Boba Fett is the start of that piece. So that's something that you can consider if you have like old tattoos that you don't want anymore. There's the potential of getting them covered up, and that's a way to do it with really cool pieces like that. I'm a big fan of Tusken Raiders. I really like this Tusken Raider leg sleeve, cap sleeve that this guy's got going on here. This was done by a good friend of mine back home. It's an entire like Clone Wars dedicated piece. He's got a really unique style, and it translated well to the Clone Wars look. All the orange background, Geonosis looks fantastic. I love the originality and the placement of this one. This one was done by a guy named Adam Hayes, who's from New York City. He's actually tattooing downstairs this weekend. I love it. It's just like, it's a lightsaber through your neck. That's cool. Two great back pieces here. The one on the left, or sorry, the one on the right was one of like the first Star Wars back pieces that I have ever seen. It was done years and years and years ago. It hasn't held up, you know, as well. I mean, like over time, they don't look quite so bright, but that's a really phenomenal. It's probably like the first Star Wars full back piece that I ever encountered. The other one was done by Brandon Bond. He's a really famous tattoo artist from Atlanta, Georgia. Just the perspective of that Vader and the orange glow is just a really phenomenal piece. Some portraits. The one on the right was done by Vinny Romanelli. He's also from New York City and tattooing downstairs this weekend. The General Grievous is just fantastic in the detail and the look of that one. This piece is really fun. It was done by my friend Heather Miranda. She was supposed to be here this weekend, but she blew out her hand a few weeks ago, and her hand is swollen, and she can't tattoo or draw or play video games or paint for 2 months. But that's on the side of a guy's neck. It's really, really cool. I love the detail of the Obi-Wan and the reflection of the eyes. There's no slide there. Or there. There we go. The Obi-Wan was done by Josh Bodwell. He's also tattooing. They're both actually, these pieces were done by Josh Bodwell. He's tattooing downstairs. The Chewie's really cute. Again, that's what I'm talking about with originality and coming up with cute, cool ideas and themes. These two were done by Chris Jones. He's from Cardiff, from Wales, and man, the stuff that he is putting out is absolutely phenomenal. He's all the way here from the Wales, and he's tattooing downstairs this weekend as well. I love these two pieces. The reflection of the Han and Carbonite and Boba Fett's mask in there is just phenomenal. This is a really cool piece, and we actually have a treat. This fellow is from London, and he's going to show you this tattoo in person. So it's one thing to see it on a screen. It's another thing to see a guy taking his shirt off in front of you and showing it off. So This was done by Matt Diffa. He's from London. He's also here this weekend, tattooing downstairs. He's also going to be tattooing at my shop next week in Canada. The back piece is just, I mean, everything about it. We can talk about originality. We got the Wampa girl and the pilot girl on the side, and then the Imperial girl on the other side. Matt's really well known for his cheesecake pinup tattoo art. So having like these, you know, cheesecakey Star Wars pinup girls is awesome. Like, this is one of my favorite pieces that's ever been done. So thanks for Matt for scripting for us. Oh yeah.
Also,
We'll stand on a chair.
what you do it is, you can see it. There's a Jedi sail barge. I've got a man that carries a skip drive girl pin up. I've got a player. And anyone who knows they're rock and roll or metal, I've got Salacious Crumb does Paul Stanley and Kiss. I've got an RT Jack Daniels bottle. I also have the Max Rebo band done as Motley Crue Van Halen. Tommy Lee drum kit and Eddie Van Halen's guitar. You mentioned it was on stage gift, Shattered Devil. So that's news.
That's just having fun with it, you know, talking about that originality and those concepts. It's just super fun to do that sort of stuff. Thanks, Matt, for scripting.
No problem.
So we're going to talk a little bit about art and ephemera. So these are actual things beyond the physical tattoos on your body that you can kind of collect and look into. There's tattoo equipment. This is it's called a Red 5 machine. It was done by Adam Hayes from New York City. It's a limited edition machine. There's actually one of these on display in the Rancho Obi-Wan exhibit right now. So you have the chance to see that. Steve is super stoked to own one of these machines in his collection. I was super stoked to get it for Steve. Adam was super stoked to see it in Steve's collection this weekend. So it's a lot of fun. There's another machine, Rebel Alliance machine. So there's a lot of different stuff. A lot of guys will make power supplies, totally custom power supplies out of like toys. And they'll create that with contact screws with figured heads on them. Clothing. This was the very, very first licensed Star Wars tattoo shirt that we did. It was done by Hannah Aitchison, who was on LA Inc., the first 2 seasons of LA Inc. This was an exclusive for Celebration 4 and Celebration Europe. I absolutely love it. The Death Star tattoo, like the heart. I have a friend who actually got that tattooed on her neck. It's one of my favorite shirts. They were long out of print. I found 3 of them when I was like digging stuff to pack in, and I brought them here and they sold out right away. Next one, we started a line of clothing with shopstarwars.com when it was still rolling, and we just had like tattooers do. I was tired of seeing all that Mark Echo kind of phony looking tattoo stuff everywhere. So like, well, let's get like real tattooers to do really cool tattoo clothing designs. So this was the first one. It was done by Adam Hayes. No Roses Grow on a Trooper's Grave. The 501st, this shirt was really popular with them. They loved it. It sold out right away. The next one, my slides are all missing. I don't know what happened. The next one was a shirt that we did with Miles Kahn from Edmonton, and it was a super cool Boba Fett helmet with a sarlacc pit and roses growing out of it. My description doesn't do it justice for me missing the slide here. There's artwork. These 2 pieces were done by Miles Kahn as well. They're just small little ones. I've kind of got those hanging in my office. Tattooers who love Star Wars love to do Star Wars artwork. So I mean, if you don't want something on your body forever, but you love the style and you love the look of what they do, they'll do commissions for you. They're more than happy to do that, and that way you get a really cool one-of-a-kind piece of art hanging in your house too. So that's something that I kind of like to collect is tattoo art. Here's some more examples of some fun, you know, original artwork, flash style stuff. The Doctor is in. And then there's some resources. My website, tattoosandtoys.com, has kind of been, dare I say, offline for a couple of years. We are rebuilding it currently. It is going to be relaunching on September 14th. It's going to be a brand new concept where people can actually create their own galleries. So they'll have their own little page on the website. They can upload all their Star Wars tattoos, all their non-Star Wars tattoos, all their toy collection stuff. But it'll also serve as an archive with like all kinds of different like searchable features. So we're really excited for that relaunch. So keep an eye out for it on September 14th. We'll be posting on all the big news sites and stuff. The Force in the Flesh is the book that I wrote. We are currently sold out at the convention. We sold out at the first day and a half, which was cool. It is only available right now from a distributor called TattooFlashBooks.com, and they sell tattoo books. That is my only distributor that currently has them. That's the only way you can buy it online. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to send me an email through the website or through either websites, forceintheflesh.com or tattoosandtoys.com. That's the end of my presentation, but I'm going to go back to my favorite parts one more time because it's so fun to do. Bear with me. If anybody has any questions too that they want to think of, and we can do a little Q&A, feel free to do that. So if anybody has anything they want to ask, probably not. You're in a huge crowd. Fine with that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, the good, the bad, the melty Yoda in the Simpsons hands, the ugly, what the hell. So think about that. Think about that exactly when you're getting your next Star Wars tattoo. If your tattoo is going to end up looking like that, or like that, if you're looking through somebody's portfolio and that's what their work looks like, walk away. Just do that slow back after shower. That's the sort of stuff that you want to see on your skin for the rest of your life. Anyways, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be sticking around for a little bit here too. I'm glad I filled up a little bit more. We're just kind of lonely talking to Mike and Tommy and Matt. So thanks guys.